It is unbelievably easy. The only thing I'd ask you to do is somehow this thing times out. And when it times out, it has like a little commercial on it. And that's all you see on the live stream. So all you have to do to keep this thing from timing out, there's a little button here called T and W on the top. All you have to do is just sort of, and that actually is like a zoom feature. So all you have to do is just zoom it in or out. It'll come back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So we are streaming live right now. I'm going to make a few announcements and introduce you. Okay, great. Well, good morning, folks.
We're not ready.
We'll grab a cup of coffee and sit in a seat and we'll get ready. So I actually am wearing something for K-Bone. For those of you who don't know who K-Bone is, Kenneth Bone. The exact same sweater he was wearing on the debate the other night. But it had, I don't have red. I'm not that hot. So, but I thought I'd wear this today in honor of K-Bone's, internet explosion. I do want to make a couple announcements really quickly. Again, we have October 25th at City Hall in Gary. You'll be able to meet with Dr. Lisa Hoverman. She's the eminent expert on SBIR, Small Business Innovation Research Grants. You should meet with her. Lori has the contact information, and there are 15-minute sessions available with her alone. So anybody who's considering raising any kind of research funding, again, this is all non-dilutable, free money from the government. 1 out of 4 grant applications are funded. Last year, Indiana was awarded $23 million, and 70% of that was actually Purdue business related. So we've got some great stats. We'd like to start getting more Purdue Northwest SBIR grants funded. So anybody who's interested, we'll meet after the presentation with Lori or myself, and we'll give you some more information on that. It's a great program. I actually won one myself after writing 3 grant applications. So, and it's non-dilutable cash. So it would be a great way for you to get funded. Second, we had Founders Hours last Friday. For those of you who attended, thank you very much. I think it went very well. We'll be announcing another date next month in November. What we do is bring founders of companies, successful founders of companies in, and let them have a keynote presentation, and then do a panel discussion about raising money. This past Friday was about manufacturing. So that's kind of going to be our focus since we are the Commercialization and Manufacturing Excellence Center. All right, so I'm going to give a cup away. My last 1 million cups cup. We can always order more. But I'm going to ask a question about startup statistics. So I have 2 in case nobody has an answer for 1. How many startup entrepreneurs are at least educated with a Bachelor of Arts? Anybody have a answer?
How many in the country?
As a whole, startup entrepreneurs are educated at what percentage?
30%.
15. 10?
60.
Any last answers?
0.
90.
Okay. Anybody else? Last. Statistically, startup entrepreneurs are educated with a Bachelor of Arts degree at least 95% of the time.
That's great. That's great.
Thank you very much. I'm Mont, by the way.
Tom.
Nice to meet you, Tom. Thanks for coming. All right, so I'm going to tee up the Race Rebel?
Race Rebel, yes.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and put that.
Okay, yeah, are we ready? Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Moreno. Sorry. And I am here to present my business. It's called Race Rebel. We are based quickly identified several problems that new race directors face. First and foremost is the fact that a lot of race directors are typically assigned by some sort of nonprofit, whether it be a school or a church or a charity, and a lot of times they're volunteers, so they're working on very limited time. Secondly, any fundraising event obviously is to raise money, so you're typically working with a very small budget also. And then also a lot of the assigned volunteers as race directors have a very limited knowledge of the running community and what sorts of things runners are looking for in the very competitive market. Race Rebel offers a solution to this first and foremost by offering the one-stop shop model where race directors can get event chip timing services, t-shirts, race medals, and awards all from us from one place, which saves them time. We have affordably priced timing that's specifically geared towards small events so that it's more affordable for them as they get started and then hopefully helps them grow into larger events. We also have very unique awards and medals that'll make their event stand out from others in the area. And we also have a lot of free resources available for new race directors that really help guide them on their journey to creating the event. First of all, the chip timing services. Chip timing really did to running events, or really revolutionized running events the same way that the iPass did for your morning commute, that really adds ease and convenience. And using that same RFID technology, we can now give runners really fast and accurate results almost immediately from when they complete the race. The event t-shirts that we offer are created and designed and tested by local runners. So we really pay a lot of attention to the different types of fabrics that we use so that the shirts don't just end up in a Goodwill pile somewhere, that you get at an event. Instead, that runners are actually out in the community wearing them. My husband and I volunteered at the Chicago Marathon just this past weekend. We were at the 5-mile water stop, and we happened to notice several runners from Northwest Indiana that were out wearing t-shirts on their 26.2-mile journey that we had created for events this past summer. So to see that, it was great advertisement for the race director because the runner was wearing something among 40,000 other runners in the area. And then it was just great for us to know that we had created a product that was so usable that somebody wanted to run 26.2 miles in it. Awards and medals, we really try to do really unique things with this too. Again, especially the 5K market is very competitive, so we really try to make really unique items that are appealing to both new runners and more competitive runners. One of my favorite stories, the dog tag medals that you see here, that was for a local non-timed 5K event that was specifically geared towards walkers and helping them complete their first 5K. And they were 3 weeks out from the event, and it was about to get canceled because they literally had no one signed up for it. And so they reached out to us and we said, okay, how about we do something that's more wearable instead of your typical medal? We created this dog tag. The second part of it had a motivational quote on it. So a wide variety of motivational quotes on there. We made a sample of it. We took a nice picture of it. They started circulating it on social media. And a reporter from the Northwest Indiana Times actually saw it on social media, wrote a story about it, put a big picture in the paper of our medal, and they ended up 3 weeks later with almost 100 participants in a very successful, very motivating event. Our target market and our customers are both race directors and runners. To race directors, we offer the efficiency of the one-stop shopping. We offer the effectiveness of just having a better race experience for their runners. And then we have a very innovative system in our timing technology that really makes their event stand out from the rest. To runners, we have a lot of different things that we offer, mainly the unique race experience. My husband and I are both co-owners of the business. I have a background in business management, and my husband has a background in illustration and design. So we really try to bring our two unique skill sets together. And things like the t-shirts, when I'm shopping around and trying to find the best fabrics and the best materials and the best styles for runners. And then he really keeps an eye out for different trends and design, and we really like bring those two things together to again offer like very wearable, very unique items. And we're also both very involved in the running community, and as I stated before, we're also race directors, so we have a good understanding of what people are looking for. Our future expansion plans, right now we have one timing system, so we're hoping to purchase additional equipment so that we can be at multiple events at once. Possibly move into a retail space at some point where we can host fun runs and other running related events. And then also possibly have some equipment rentals so we can offer additional services to race directors. So in summary, Race Rebel, we're really just about turning running events into more of an experience for both the race director and the runner, so that ultimately runners continue to go back to these events and continue to grow. Thank you.
I think I'd like to thank Erin. Being our first presenter to come in at 6 minutes.
Oh, was I? Oh, good.
And Eric as well.
Yes. When I practiced with Eric yesterday, I was at 13 minutes, so he really helped me shave that down.
That's great. We're going to go to questions.
Yes.
Remember, repeat the question because you're
Okay, yeah, okay.
all right.
Yeah.
I have a couple questions
Yes,
for you.
yes.
One, if I said, hey, Mary, I want to do a fundraiser for my entrepreneurship thing,
Mm-hmm.
would I kind of hire you guys and you handle the whole thing, or am I involved at all? And what would I expect as a cost?
So the question that Kim has is if she approached me to host a fundraising event, if we take care of the whole thing or if she's involved. The answer to that is that no, we really tried to offer some guidance, but we really, we want you to be involved. We want you to, put your expertise in and do the marketing and make the course and things. The different services that we offer, the chip timing services, the t-shirts, the medals, the awards, we really try to work with race directors so that we can really tie in the theme that they have. The fundraiser that my husband and I host, it's the annual Pony Express Relay. It's to raise raise money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And we really try to tie in that whole Western theme. So it's actually really fun for us and fun for our board to come together every year and have different ideas of, one year we did bandanas instead of t-shirts, and we always give all the runners a mustache, a funny Western mustache that they can wear for photos and stuff. So yes, I guess to answer your question, we offer as much guidance as we can. We're in the process of putting together a pamphlet, and I'm also in the process of completing a race director certification course through the Roadrunners Club of America, so that I can be certified to really offer even more guidance to new race directors. But we really want you to be involved, so we don't want to manage the entire product, but instead just really help guide you in the right direction. Another question?
Cost.
Oh, cost. Specifically for which part?
On average, what's the cost of t-shirts, medals, the timing to have you guys, and do you guys actually come out?
Yeah, we
and
actually.
do the timing thing, so what would that cost me? And that would mean I would have to purchase chips for everybody too, right?
No, the question that Kim had now is the cost for the timing services and the t-shirts and things. Our timing cost is structured very differently than our competitor in the area. Our competitor has a flat rate where they have a flat rate that they charge for up to 400 runners. But the problem that we saw in that is that a lot of events are only, sometimes first-time events, actually there was one that was just a couple weeks ago, they only had 27 finishers. So if you're paying someone for up to 400 runners for that minimum price, then it gets very expensive if you have a low turnout, which until you sort of build up that market and build up that following, a lot of times your numbers aren't great that first year. So our pricing structure is different. We charge a $350 minimum and then $2 per runner. So say, for example, you ended up with 100 runners, then you're paying the $350 plus the $200. So you'll end up paying $550. Which again is very competitively priced compared to other timing companies. As far as t-shirts, it just depends on the different fabric. Obviously, if you want to offer something that's like a standard, cotton t-shirt, which We sort of suggest more if you have more like walkers than competitive runners, because competitive runners aren't running in cotton t-shirts. And again, that's really what you want to do, is create a t-shirt that people are going to be out in the public and running in and advertising for your event. So if you have something like a cotton t-shirt, typically you're looking around $6 depending on the quantity. But if you wanted to move into, you know, the tech shirts and the tank tops or long sleeves or things like that, the price goes up from there. And then the metals, it just really all depends. One of the pictures that I had here, one of the awards that we did were some magnets for an event that just happened last month, actually, on September 11th. So we tried to play up the patriotic theme with that and put like a flag in the background. And it was very inexpensive for the race director, since it was, you know, a magnet, but the runners loved that. They found it very practical, and they said, you know, that they finally got an award that was something functional that they could go home and put on their refrigerator. And again, then they're advertising, you know, for that race to everybody that comes to their home.
How much lead time would Race Rebel need for an event if this is the first time event?
So the question is, for a first-time event, how much lead time would they have? It's typically recommended that you start planning a running event about a year out, maybe a year to about 9 months. If you start working with us, I mean, again, we only have one timing system right now, so it's best to work with us as early in the process as possible so that you can book us for that date so that we reserve the timing system. But as far as t-shirts and medals and things, the earlier we get the lead, the sooner we can get a sample, and you know, we can start circulating photos like we've done for people in the past so that they can show runners the unique items that they can get. But t-shirt orders are due about 2 weeks out from the event.
I was just wondering, what is your geographical target area? Is it just Northwest Indiana, or do you expand beyond that?
We're really specifically targeting right now Northwest Indiana. We are also working with a timing company that's based out of the north side of Chicago, and we've been doing some of the overflow for him as we sort of gain experience with the timing component of what we do. So we've actually already timed an event in Chicago that had, I think, close to like 1,500 or 2,000 runners, which is much bigger than what we're looking to do out here with most of the events in Northwest Indiana, but was a great experience for us. So I guess more to answer your question, we are really specifically targeting Northwest Indiana, but we are willing to move outside of the region if there's a need for it. And hopefully we'll expand into, you know, beyond Northwest Indiana as we grow.
And then on race day, how many people in your organization need to be like on site to manage on a race day?
We always, for the timing services, again, we don't manage the whole event. That's typically done by the race director and by volunteers. But for the timing services, we always have at least 2 people there, so that we have one to keep an eye on everything to make sure that you're getting the fast and accurate results. And then another person, if you use some of our add-on features, like we have a race kiosk where runners can go up afterwards and type in their bib number, again, almost immediately after finishing the race, and they can get accurate results. And it has a little receipt printer, so they can print out a receipt that has their official results that they can take home with them. So we always have a second person on hand just in case they need to troubleshoot sort of the other add-ons and things that we have. And a lot of times runners come to us with questions and things too, so that we have somebody to answer those.
What kind of challenges have you faced? If you had to say there's something that's holding you back, or is there anything that...
Well, we just launched Race Rebel about 2 months ago, so we are very new. So we actually have another business that we started about 1.5 years ago called Button What. And with Button What, we were already making T-shirts and started doing race medals and things like that. So screen printing and sublimation and all the different things with that. We had a lot of growing pains with that, just trying to learn the process and really master the process. So luckily we got through all the growing pains with our other business. And then we decided to start Race Rebel because we realized that a lot of our customers were coming from the running community. And the T-shirts and the hoodies and the medals and things that we were making for running events, we were getting such a really positive response from. And we started, going out to running events, and, just like at the marathon this weekend, we saw people out wearing our merchandise more than I see, from most races. So that's, why we decided to, go more specific, specifically geared towards the running community. And then the other big problem that we saw was the fact that there wasn't affordable timing for these smaller events, which is why we decided to add in the timing portion to it. But I would definitely say that our biggest struggle was sort of, growing pains when you end up with botched T-shirts and and medals and things, and just different designs that don't end up working out, as well on the item as it did in your head. But luckily we've worked through a lot of that, and now I would say our biggest struggle with Race Rebel is just getting the word out to the community. There's really one timing company that's been around for 15 years, and they have a really strong hold on the market out here. So just trying to advertise and let people know that there is another option, especially for smaller events.
And that company, do they just do the timing aspect, whereas you do everything?
Yes. We're actually, from the research that I've done, we're the only company that I can find nationally that offers the T-shirts and the medals in one spot. It was just really interesting, I think, because of my business background and because of my husband's background with design. It just happened to be, and since we are already runners and race directors, it just sort of naturally happened. But I mean, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for, race timers to become T-shirt makers or T-shirt makers to become timers, but for the specific goals that we had and to try to help, the fundraising races in the community and stuff. I mean, just these skills that we already had and that we had developed through our other company, it just really made sense to bring it all together.
Can you explain how the runners order their shirts? Is it through the director or is it through you? I mean, what about different sizes?
So the question is how runners get their shirts. There's a couple different trends that we've seen. In the past, a T-shirt was sort of a given at a race, and everyone would get one. So when runners pre-register, they would put their T-shirt size in, so that the race director would have it readily available. In order to save costs, a lot of the race directors more recently have been using the T-shirt option as more of an add-on. So maybe it's an extra $5 or $10 if you want to add the T-shirt on, but you can still run the race and not get a T-shirt. Again, to make it a little bit more affordable for runners, since it is a really competitive market right now. So the race directors collect that information. One of the challenges that they do face, though, is sort of guessing, because a lot of events, they have registration open up race day. So you have the last minute people that are still expecting a T-shirt, but you have to make projections as far as like what sizes you need, which is also very difficult. So I have a little bit of background information.